So every so often, people say the world is going to end. To be honest, I believed it the first time I heard it. You know, Y2K. I'm watching Iron Man 3, and they mention Y2K at the 1991 New Year's Eve portion of the movie. They mention Y2K, and I'm like, that reminded me. I'm like, dude, I remember back in 2010. I don't know if the timeline actually checks. I'm pretty sure it was 2010. But I was like, fuck, hold on. I was 8. There we go. So I don't know if that's really accurate. But it was right around New Year's time, and they were convinced. No, maybe it was 2009, it was 2010. Not relevant. People were fucking convinced the world was going to end. And I was listening to it on the radio. My girlfriend, we went to a place called Wazoo, I think. That doesn't sound right. Maybe? But my girlfriend was, she was saying something. We went to this place. Obviously, we were young, so I don't even know if what we had was fucking real, which bothers me to this day. But, basically, me, her, and my brother were going to this place. It was a bunch of inflatables, like inflatable slide, bouncy house, that kind of thing. And the place is still open, but it's under like a new name. I think it's like Zoomerang or something like that. Well, fuck, probably not due to the COVID pandemic, but that's where I'm getting at. It's like every 10 years, people are convinced the world's gonna fucking end. 1999, you have people worrying about Y2K. 2009, so I was probably like 7. No, that doesn't make any sense. It must have been 2010 to 2011. So I was approaching 9. Yeah, people were like, hey, the world's gonna fucking end. There was even a movie made about it, I think. I might have to look that one up. I'm pretty sure there was a movie called 2010, right? I'm gonna have to fucking look that one up. I feel stupid. But everyone's convinced. Yet for some reason, no one was concerned in 2020. I mean, dude, my girlfriend was saying something, and it turned out to be really fucking important, and I just was not paying attention. Now I pay attention to pretty much everything anyone says. I'm like, at work, my name keeps coming up in conversations, which is really fucking weird. I am like the most popular person there, which is kind of cool. I mean, we even got a new guy, and his name isn't coming up in any sort of conversations, so hopefully my name is coming up for the good reasons. I've been listening to some of those conversations, and yeah, they like me, but other conversations I hear my name and I'm just like, what? There's like 2 people there that don't seem to like me that much. My boss even like called me. They were like, weather's really bad. Do not come into work today. And I mean, I wasn't the only one who got that notice, but it was just me and like 2 other people, I think. We were scheduled for that day. She's like, everyone else who can come in, but there's some people, not gonna name names. And then I get a text message and I'm like, alright, first I want to make sure it's just the weather and it's not this. But I mean, dude, 2020, they dropped viruses, and there's like a fucking sequel coming out that's like a swine flu from a pig. Yeah, fucking coronavirus, the sequel. It got fucking 2'd, and then, dude, it's like 4 a.m. and I can't go to sleep. So, my speech patterns may be a little off. And then, now we got, like, bad weather everywhere. It's like nature is just like, stay inside your fucking home or I'll fucking kill you. You're gonna release potentially two viruses on us. You already got one on us. And then you got weather. It's like, motherfuckers, stay in your house. Honestly, I think it'd be kind of cool if we were sent back to the Ice Age. We just decide to build cars that can fucking fly. Fuck you, nature. Now I'm flying. I ain't gotta worry about lack of traction, because there ain't no traction. We don't need roads where we're going. Yeah, anyways, my girlfriend, I think maybe like a friend or her dog or something died. This was the last time I would see her, by the way. So whatever she was talking about was really fucking bad, and it was the one time I decided not to listen to her, because I was concerned about the world fucking exploding. But yeah, they're talking about it on the radio, and I am fucking about to shit myself. It's like, not really. I have a lot more self-control than that. I mean, maybe not if bees are thrown into the fucking equation. If the world was gonna, with the planet exploding, fine. Put me on a rocket ship. Or don't. I'll stay behind. I don't know. Fuck. I'm fine with the world blowing up. But fucking murder hornets? When the fucking coronavirus was first rolling out, then you add murder hornets to the equation, I was like, well, fuck me. If I saw one of those, I'd probably shit myself. Be the only thing that could make me do that. I'm impressed. Dude, the world is making other people suffer because I'm too brave. I'm just too brave, and the world wants to kill everyone else just to make me shit myself. Well, it isn't happening. Put a gun up to my head, not shitting myself. Dude, my one of my bosses at work, because we got a bunch of managers and the owner, I walk in, I get ready to clock in, and he just like, "Hi there, Mike," and then puts a thermometer to my head, and I thought it was a gun, so I freeze up. I'm like, I was sort of like thinking like, why would he betray me like this? And then I was thinking like, maybe if I disarm him, and then I look up, and it's just a thermometer. I was like, oh, because he doesn't do that often. I mean, and normally they announce themselves. They don't just, "Hey, Mike," and then pull like a trigger. I was like, ah. Am I not dead yet? I was talking to my coworker and, "Hey there, Mike." I'm just like, I went to fucking disarm him. Then I realized what it was. I was like, oh. Oops. Guess I shouldn't try to kill you. But, yeah, man, I'm glad I didn't. That would be assault. But, yeah, anyways, with that tangent aside, she was saying something important. I guess someone died or something. I don't know. I didn't even hear her. I was very fucking concerned about the world exploding. And, yeah, they were talking like they might have been sarcastic. I know a bunch of other people were, but on the radio I was listening to this and I was just like, bro, the world's gonna fucking explode. And so the whole time we're playing, I'm mostly worried about that. And then I said something. I may have made a joke about a heart attack or something, which is why I think someone died. Because she just freaks out. I'm like, what? And my brother, I'm like, what did I say? My brother's like, I don't fucking know. So I don't think he was listening either. And yeah. This was the last time well, it wasn't technically the last time we saw each other, because I mentioned in one of my videos that I said some things at one point. But even after that, like 3 years ago, we saw each other again, and it was just very awkward. I didn't even look at her face. Not once did I make eye contact, because I was just like, I saw her hair, and I'm like, hey, you look familiar, and then I see her dad, and I'm like, wait a fucking minute. Because he didn't look at all different. Not a little bit. Not even 1 degree different. But she was taller. Hair was maybe a little longer. But really, she looked pretty similar. I never looked at her face. I was just like, well, this is an interesting place to be, I've decided. And, Yeah. She also did this really annoying thing where she called Link Zelda. We were playing Smash 64, me and my brother, and then she came over, and she's like, "Oh, hey, look, it's Zelda." I'm like, you're looking at the card, the character card, which says Link. But she was convinced it was Zelda. I think she was messing with me. But at the same time, like, that would have been 2008 for sure. Because we had known each other since, like, 2005. Well, our families had known each other. So, well, you know, so this would have been 2008, right? And YouTube wasn't really a thing. Like, it was, but no one, ain't no one using it. So yeah, it was just very fucking weird. I sometimes just have memory flashes or I dream, like, old memories. Like, when my mind can't make a dream for whatever reason, which happens frequently, I just revisit memories, and so that one's been, a bunch of these have been coming back. But yeah, the end of the world thing was from Iron Man 3, obviously. But I was like, what the fuck? So I, like, really pissed her off or something. And then, like, 2 years later, 2 years after, you know, after the end of the world incident, I see her. No, I didn't see her. I heard something happen to her sister, who was a lot like my brother, my younger one. My youngest, actually. A lot of problems, right? Well, her sister had a trach, which my brother now has, but whatever. And, so I knew, alright, she's different than anything I had known at that point, and then my brother came, and I was like, huh. So, alright, you know, I was like, oh, so really not much is different between me and her, which is probably what attracted us. They say opposites attract, but I've never been attracted to an opposite. I look at my opposite and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm a bit more egotistical than I should probably admit. Although I'm pretty good at keeping my ego in check, my dude. So, anyways, then, where was I going with this? Yeah, so her fucking appendix exploded. They had to remove that shit. I thought she died. Then I found her Facebook profile, like, 5 years ago, and then a mess that I've gotten into, or 5 years later. Then there's a mess I got into. A whole mess that I got into that I don't want to go into. And then, like, fucking 4 years ago, so 2016, that's not right. It was 2015. We went to Target, and as we pulled in, my dad was like, oh, hey, that car looks like, and then he's like, wait a fucking minute. And so he gets out, and they talk to her, or they talk to him, and, hey. So then I found out the reason we hadn't seen them in a while is because my mom sort of grew apart from hers, and then there was that whole, like, oh, well, I don't want to see you again, and coming from her, and she got really bitter about my mom, which was kind of weird. That seemed to have come out of nowhere. Obviously I was more concerned with her, or my girlfriend, than her mom, but, so I wasn't paying attention, but that happened. So when we meet, my dad and her dad are talking up a storm, you know, they're having some laughs. I'm over here like, so, how you been? Just looking at my feet. I'm like, my feet are pretty good, aren't they? Yeah, that's basically how that went. Yeah, I haven't seen each other since. But this conversation brings back memories. So really, I've got way off topic, I guess. Interesting memories from my past, but the point of this video, which I think I've lost the point completely by this point, but let's just recap. They say there's going to be the end of the world every so often, every 10 years, every 11, you know, whatever. It's, oh, Y2K, the machines are going to explode, they're going to turn on us. Oh, 2010, the world's going to fucking explode. And then you get, 2020, should I be concerned about that? Hold on, I'll be right back. Well, you know the saying, speak of the devil and he shall appear. He appeared alright. I had to go check on my brother. So, where the fuck was I going with this? What the fuck was that? So, yeah, Y2K, machines are gonna betray us. 2010, the world's gonna fucking explode. Then 2020, no one says anything, and yet it happens, basically. A virus has dropped on us. The threat of a second virus has dropped on us. People are concerned about World War III, even though nothing to be concerned about as far as I'm concerned. That's weird. That was a weird statement. Then, 2019, or 2021, fuck, wrong. I leaped in the wrong direction. 21 comes around, we got ice. But yeah, we just got ice. We're still in the midst of the pandemic, and the ice is coming. The Iceman cometh. I can't believe we've officially had a year of coronavirus. That's whack to me. But yeah, the Iceman cometh. The Iceman killeth. And yeah, so like no one says anything, and suddenly the world explodes. We got a virus, we got ice, it's just woof. Oh, and then an idiotic, I don't want to say it. But, you know, an idiotic mayor comes around too. By the way, water has officially stopped coming in. Sometimes the water comes in, but then sometimes they say you have to boil it. Like, so water has gone in and out today, and then they say, like, boil whatever water comes in because it may contain harmful bacteria. I want to know how the fuck that happened. But whatever. Basically, I like the cold weather. I kind of want humans to adapt and for this to be the new normal. Although I don't want my birdies to freeze to death. So at the same time, people know Texas for being hot. Fuck that. I'd rather freeze to death than burn. Well, it depends. I mean, as long as I'm dying. But, you know, if I live, I think I'll take burning. Getting cold can give you gangrene and all sorts of nasty shit. But if I'm dying, I'll take cold. So yeah, the world's just whack, honestly. Just weird the way things happen. Oh, I kind of do want to touch on something. The appendix. Cause my girlfriend, ex, I guess, ex-girlfriend, her appendix just fucking exploded, right? I don't really know what that looked like or how that happened or when that happened. But it's fine because no one really knows half of those questions. The current use of the appendix, or the function of an appendix, is unknown. There are a few theories, but scientists have concluded it does fucking nothing. However, it can explode, causing internal bleeding for no fucking reason. And when blood isn't going to the places it's supposed to be going, instead it's going outward, I don't really know what the fuck the problem is with internal bleeding, because I'm a level with you. I always thought, like, the blood is on the inside, who cares? But no. No. If your appendix starts bleeding into your stomach or something like that, yeah, you're getting blood, but for some reason that's not good. I don't get it either. But anyways, your appendix, for no rhyme or reason, does nothing and can fucking explode. When this happens, you're supposed to have to call and, call 911, get an ambulance, and have it taken out. For some reason, they won't just take it out normally. But like I said, it does fucking nothing. My girlfriend's exploded. My grandfather's exploded. And my grandfather's father, my great-grandfather, fuck it, he's exploded. My dad, or my grandfather was a trucker, and I don't know what my great-grandfather did, but he was never in any wrecks, never had any trauma. It just went off. I can't speak for my girlfriend because at that point I hadn't seen her in 2 years. I had just heard from a comment my mom made. She was talking to someone and I walked by and she's like, oh, well, this kid I know, her appendix exploded. I'm trying not to say her name, but yeah, she said her name and I was like, what? I later asked, I was like, is that the same one that I know? And she's like, oh, yep. So I was like, what the fuck? At first I was concerned. I was like, oh, she needs that. But apparently it's a routine. I believe it's a routine thing. They just clean it up and take it out. Not in that order. And not the way you maybe think it sounds. Most people, I think, survive that. But still, I was like, man, I won't mind taking it out. It's probably gonna fucking kill me. It does nothing. I went and verified. I was like, my brother was telling me about it one time, and I was like, how the fuck can it explode and do nothing? And nobody knows what causes it to burst. Nobody knows why it's there. And people live without it just fine. Like, homie, that's like having a bomb in your stomach. In your abdomen, rather. Why is that there? The reason I was reminded of my ex-girlfriend's appendix exploding. Dicks exploding. Some ordinary gamers, aka Mudahar, apparently he got some sort of viral thing, but then also his exploded. Well, his was ruptured, which means there's like exploding, like bursting and stuff, and then there's rupturing. Rupture just means it was scratched and now he was bleeding internally. So that could have been caused by trauma. That probably might have been caused by trauma, but there's also some other causes. So rupturing, but then like bursting, it's like when it fucking explodes. Like part of it explodes and bursts and stuff. You guys know that. But two different things, because rupture is on the outside and burst is on the inside. But yeah, I was like, this thing does nothing and causes problems. Get it the fuck out of me. Why are humans even, like, why do we have those? That's a pretty big fucking flaw. I would think evolutionists would have fixed that. But yeah, I don't get it. So to recap, fond memories, weird memories, the world ending, and appendixes. Ha, dicks. Bye now. Yeah, I'm fucking stupid.
Batman. God, it's really you.
What happened here?
Our truck was attacked. The rioters dragged us out one by one. We were separated, taken away. Please, they're gonna kill us.
I'll save your crew. Wait here. I'll get a GCPD officer to pick you up.
Alright, welcome back to part 2. I mean, I'm probably not going to call it part 2, because this isn't really like a chronological order thing, but like I said, now I'm doing the Defenders. Let me know who you guys want me to do in the comments. Yeah. So, we'll start with, Daredevil. How to reintroduce Daredevil. Well, this isn't super complicated, right? I think in Spider-Man 3, they're already going to have the Matt Murdock stuff. He's going to be Spider-Man's lawyer. And I think that's amazing. I kind of hope we get to see some Daredevil stuff. But I don't think we will, and I don't think we should. I want to see it, but I'm not really sure it's the best thing. But we have Matt Murdock, who's Spider-Man's lawyer, played by Charlie Cox. And we have, like, maybe Spider-Man goes and tracks him down due to the trial of the Punisher. Or we establish that at some point between Daredevil Season 3 and Spider-Man 3 that Daredevil has had some sort of contact with Spider-Man. Like, I'm thinking right before Infinity War, maybe. In Spider-Man PS4, there's a little thing where Spider-Man says, Spider-Man was Peter Parker at this time, not Spider-Man, and he said, and the blind guy came over and said, call this number if Spider-Man ever needs a lawyer. And so, yeah, I think that kind of interaction is all you really need. So you do that in a flashback, and it'd be cool if Daredevil or like Matt Murdock took off whatever like shirt he's wearing, like kind of Superman style, and revealed the Daredevil suit underneath right as Spider-Man swung by. I think in this version, Daredevil should be giving it to Spider-Man, not Peter. And so as soon as Spider-Man whips by, Daredevil runs off into the alley and rips off his shirt and throws away his cane. I think that would be cool. And so that concludes the flashback. Now present day, or rather the not too distant future, because of when this movie is set compared to where we are now. Fuck. I can't fucking breathe, homie. I almost said something that was gonna get me fucking canceled. I don't know where that came from. Well, you know, the word retard is also going to get me canceled. But, I think, Spider-Man. And, you know, when Spider-Man gets his identity revealed, I think either Spider-Man should track down Matthew Murdock, or, Matt Murdock tracks down Peter Parker, shows up to his place in Queens, like Peter is talking to May, saying that you need to leave New York, and then he hears a knock at the door, and then when Peter tells May to so that way no one knows that they're there. He's like, Matt is just, he knocks on the door again with the cane, and then says, I can hear the sound of this, or I can hear the door I can hear the sound of my knocking bouncing off of you two in there. And then, we see what Daredevil would see, and, Spider-Man opens up the door, to see who it is, and it's Matthew Murdock. And he says, come with me, I'm gonna get you out of this mess, or something like that. And then maybe Matt knows a Skrull friend or something who can impersonate Spider-Man while Peter Parker's on here. Or, Spider-Man can crash the, Daredevil can crash the, courtroom as Matt Murdock while Peter is on trial and Matt's running late to show up, right? So the court's like, where is your attorney, Mr. Parker? And he's like, I don't know. And then Spider-Man crashes through the door. Something like that. I think that'd be sick. Crashes like through a window. Yeah, that seems like a good way to introduce Daredevil. And then when he gets his own movie, you make Kingpin the bad guy. And then at the end of that movie, you have a Defenders like teaser. So now, Iron Fist. I think they should do a prequel movie. Maybe you set up this character somewhere, but I don't think Iron Fist needs to show up in another movie to make this movie more interesting. I think people see the Iron Fist name on it, and they should be good. And if the movie doesn't perform well, I'm sure they can take a small hit, right? They could probably take a hit, and then, the second movie does way better once the reviews are out or something like that. And I don't even think that should be a problem. People like me are going to go see every Marvel movie that comes out. Except Black Widow, because I'm not going out to a theater in this condition to see Black Widow. Sorry. I'm going to go see Batman, even if this pandemic is still going, but I'm not seeing Black Widow. Not risking my health. But yeah, I'm going to go see Batman and then just quarantine myself for a few days. Because, I think, I'm pretty confident that next year this pandemic will be behind us. But if it's not, that's my game plan right now. Yeah, I'm not doing that for Black Widow. Nope. Back on track, Iron Fist, I think it should be a prequel movie taking place almost entirely in Kunlun. And you flesh out that place a little bit better than the... By the way, get Finn Jones back on. I think the cast of the MCU should still be... I think those TV shows should be put in MCU continuity. And you just do a soft reboot to assess the tone a little bit. So this movie takes place entirely in Kunlun, with the big bad being Fin Fang Foom. Right? So, they flesh out this place a little bit more. The beginning and end of the movie take place in New York. Sort of like Wonder Woman. How, I don't really remember where that took place, but, we see a Wayne Industries van, come giving something to Diana, and she, then it flashes back to World War II. And then, at the end of the movie, it goes back to present day. I kind of wish 84 did something like that. Instead, it just was entirely in the past, which is kind of annoying. I mean, the flashbacks had flashbacks, which was kind of fucking whack. Flashbackception. But yeah, Iron Fist, so it starts out in New York, and then he flashes back to his time in Kunlun. It'd be cool if... We don't see Daredevil, but at the beginning, Iron Fist is walking down Hell's Kitchen, And then he sees someone. Maybe it looks like Davos, or maybe it is Davos or something like that. I think that's how you say his name. And so then he flashes back to Kunlun, and we just see his trials in Kunlun a bit more fleshed out. And then the movie opens up, and then when the movie ends, that figure is gone, and we see that he walks into the Nelson and Murdoch building. That would be fucking sick. You don't see Daredevil or anything. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know. I need to get some water. And I think this is how you introduce... Okay, so wait, first. Post-credit scene for Iron Fist. Okay, hold on, I was just seeing things for a second. That was really fucking weird. The post-credit scene for Iron Fist should be a Defenders level tease. I don't really know what that would be. Perhaps it's the Punisher, I guess. Murking a guy. Or maybe he's being framed for the murder of, what's his face? Harold Meacham, I think? Going to Google, going to Google, going to Google, going to the Google. No, Harold Meacham is the villain of Season 1. The really fucking boring villain. I'm pretty sure he got killed off, and what I was thinking of to begin with was Ward Meacham. So maybe he's framed for Punisher's framed for killing him. I think that'd be cool. And this starts the... I don't think Ward should be killed off in a post-credit scene. So he's not actually dead. But, you see Punisher, and so you see... maybe when the cops show up, they say, "You are wanted for the murder of Ward Meacham. Put your hands in the air," or something like that. And so, so then you have, you see that and you're like, oh shit, Iron Fist is probably going to want to get the gang back together. And so then you get a Defenders movie. Or maybe a miniseries on Disney Plus. I don't know. The main villain. If it's going to be a movie, the main villain should be Fisk. Again, Kingpin. And the secondary villain would be Punisher. And again, if it's going to be a movie, it's Fisk, and it's the Punisher, who is being framed by Fisk. And I think if it's going to be a Disney Plus series, the main villain is Fisk, the secondary is Punisher, but then you have other villains thrown in there like Electro and Purple Man. And when Purple Man doesn't get what he wants, he takes control of the Defenders' closest allies. I know the Purple Man is dead, but they can do shenanigans or they can get a new Purple Man. So, it's a comic book movie, you can resurrect characters. I would prefer that they just resurrect Purple Man, because he's cool. He's played by David Tennant. But he's kind of rapey, so maybe don't do that. I know that's the point of the character, but I'm not sure Disney would want that. But you can get, maybe he had a secret son or something with one of his... You know what, that's also probably crossing a line. I don't know. Just get a Purple Man. Retcon him or something. Maybe he's from another universe, but he's still played by David Tennant. Just get another Purple Man. It's not that hard. You resurrect him or get another one. Just get David Tennant to play it. Which probably means multiverse. So, But yeah, in this movie, the Defenders movie, this is how you introduce Punisher, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. You do a Defenders movie, they all show up to fight Punisher, because Daredevil wants to know why Punisher would kill an innocent man. And once, if Daredevil gets seriously injured by the Punisher, then surely Iron Fist's quest for vengeance is going to go on a lot more. His resolve will get stronger, and the other Defenders might want to know what the fuck happened. So, yeah. And this also, by proxy, introduces, once you figure out that he's still alive, that introduces Ward Meacham. And introduces, Purple Man, the MCU's Electro, because I'm not talking about Jamie Foxx's Electro. I'm talking about, like, the MCU's own Electro. And then Punisher is now introduced. Kingpin was introduced in the Daredevil thing. But I think in the Daredevil movie, they shouldn't really have a fight scene with Kingpin. He should be there. Maybe they have a few fight scenes, but Kingpin ends up getting away. Kingpin ends up winning in the Daredevil movie. I think that would be sick. I think that would be cool. So, yeah. And that's how they do that. That covers all of the Defenders. That covers Punisher, Kingpin, Electro, Purple Man. That covers a lot of characters, really. And by mind-controlled their friends, I meant, like, Hellcat, whoever that is, I can't remember her name. Patricia Walker, that was it. So that covers Hellcat, Foggy Nelson, Karen Page, Claire Temple, that just covers a lot of people, because I'm like talking about their friend group and stuff like that. That's, yeah. I think that would be sick. And then they could do like a fight scene at the end where it's like all of New York versus the Defenders. Oh, and throw Spider-Man in there for a few scenes. I think that'd be cool. I really like seeing Spider-Man team up with the Defenders in the comics. So I think that'd be something cool to throw in there. And yeah. I think next I'm going to do the X-Men, but I'm going to wait long enough to get input. And whoever gets the most comments down in the comments, I will, I'll do a video on them. And maybe their associated teams if I don't think there's enough there to do. But I will do them either way. If I just don't think that there's enough to do there, then that's whatever. So yeah, let me know what to do next in the comments. You guys can throw out your own suggestions, but I'll give you some suggestions even. Galactus, Doctor Doom. Well, no, I already did Doctor Doom, sort of. Well, not really. I did a little bit of Galactus and Doctor Doom. So Galactus, Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, more specific X-Men that I probably won't mention, like Kitty Pryde, Beast, other characters like, oh, and how to even reintroduce dead ones or multiverse characters. So yeah, you let me know down in the comments, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Deadpool even. I'm going to do one on Deadpool eventually. And I know Taskmaster's coming pretty soon, but I've got a few theories on Taskmaster. So I'm going to do how to introduce two different Taskmasters. And then how to reintroduce dead characters or multiverse characters, obviously. So how to reintroduce the MCU's Quicksilver and how to introduce the Fox Quicksilver. I'll do that too. So there's just some suggestions strewn about. How to reintroduce Iron Man or Captain America. how to reintroduce Hulk. He's not really dead or multiverse. But we'll just, assume that the more brutish Hulk will be in Loki's timeline. How to introduce Miles Morales is one that I'm really looking forward to doing. Because I've got a few ideas there. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Bye.
The bomb's payload is exposed. I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
Hey, you know how everyone is getting, like, Star Wars spin-offs now? You got Cassian Andor, Obi-Wan. I mean, Obi-Wan's totally called for, let's be honest. He was never really a main character outside of Clone Wars. And Episode 1. He was a main character in Episode 1. But I'd say in Episode 2, he's a supporting character. And in Episode 3... No, in Episode 2, he has his own plotline, but I wouldn't call him a main character. And in Episode 3, he has a supporting role. His plotline just serves to get him away from Anakin during Order 66. And in Episode 4, he is the definition of a supporting character. Sorry, Alec Guinness. But Episode 5, even more so. He has like some words of wisdom and then he just pieces the fuck off. Episode 6, he's perhaps more important. But still, he's there for like 5 minutes. Now, so Obi-Wan getting a spinoff, totally called for, totally necessary, I think. Cassian Andor getting a spinoff? I don't know. I'll watch it. It better have K2SO in it, though. But then, I mean, like, everyone's getting a Star Wars spinoff. Han Solo, I'd say he was a main character. He was just as involved with the plot as everyone else, whereas I felt like Obi-Wan was pushed to the side every now and then. So I don't know why he needed a spinoff, but, Solo was actually really good. But here are 2 spinoffs I think they should do. Captain Rex, a Star Wars story. Or you probably just call it Rex. That'd be kind of neat. And then, the one that I wanted to make this whole video for was, that TIE fighter that crashes in, that like Han shoots and then it crashes into Vader's TIE? Yeah, well, that one guy that fucked up a Star Wars story. I mean, am I wrong? He needs one. I need to know who this man was. Ignore that. YouTube's system has changed, and I can't figure out how to set polls on the YouTube videos anymore. So I might have to do that via the community, but realistically, I think what I'm gonna have you guys do on my death fight videos is just comment who you think would win and why. So yeah, if you guys could please do that. I tried getting the polls to work, but I couldn't figure it out. So thank you. Later. I'm kind of sick right now, so.
Isn't that Barbara's job? Oh, right. In all the excitement, I almost forgot. You don't really believe old Jimbo's gonna forgive you if you save her. He holds a grudge, Bats. I should know.
Alfred, I've
Marvelous. I'm rebooting the network now.
Forget Scarecrow. It's time to face your one true nemesis, Batman.
Oh dear. Is that who I think it is?
Enigma.
Contact me when you're ready with the bridge.
Riddle me this. Why would a Batman visit an abandoned orphanage?
Eddie, sweetie, you confuse me with Robin. The big guy and I aren't all that close.
Oh, I know. It's because of what will happen to his feline friend if he doesn't get here in time. Shocked, Dark Knight? Stunned? You didn't expect this, did you? That is because you are no match for me, Edward Nygma, the Riddler, and your intellectual superior. Did you think I would just forget our last meeting, Dark Knight? You humiliated me. I know you will not beat me this time. It is utterly impossible. You cannot do it. I have won already. I will mock your attempts to solve my conundrums. I will stand triumphant over your bloodied corpse. And as the dim light fades for good in your tiny dullard's mind, your final thought will be how I have bested you. Come to the orphanage, detective, or she dies.